Hello and welcome, as it is the final day of the year, December the 31st, 2017. This is my final video of the year, but a few hours later will be the 2.5-minute warning for the first day of January 2018. However, this video will talk about XBY and the / of Litecoin. Before I do, I was trying to decide this morning, what do I do for my 2.5-minute warning video? Well, in the meantime, let's handicap the Toronto Vegas game, because I came in the day figuring I'm just going to bet a lot on Vegas. And the more I was looking at the game this morning, the more I was calculating, at least they're going to score goals as well too. The easiest play was over the totals. Not too often I'm able to come up with selections that I feel are very premium. That was the case tonight with the Toronto-Vegas game. I stated both teams should score 3 goals. Final score, Vegas 6, Toronto 3. So I made a few Bitcoins, or fractions of a Bitcoin within that game. And it's unfortunate that I can only bet, right now, Bitcoin for wagering. I'm sure someone later on may accept other cryptocurrencies as well. It's now going to come time, I guess, where at least in the United States, with the new Donald Trump law, that every single trade that you make must be documented and is a taxable event. Does every single sports wager have to be so too? How about if you're playing Super Mario Brothers? Do you have to document every single time you advance to next stages and beat bosses as a taxable event? That's just one of the things that I think of. It'll be an interesting situation, to say the least, because sometimes depending on the exchange, getting data can be very difficult at times. Anyway, let's move on to this. It's a logarithmic chart, and what I've done is taken the XBY Bitcoin price, and I got the data from cryptocompare.com, as well as the Litecoin Bitcoin price, and I divide the two closing numbers within each other. Also, some other things of note. These are just closing prices that I am getting, as there are intraday levels that are larger and smaller, which is very important when you are putting buy and sell orders, because they actually hit. And this isn't even going on what exchanges do, because I've already seen that I can sell this code for higher than it's ever been worth. Not fractionally more, but albeit I have done so. And the moves in which has occurred has been phenomenal. At the start of this run, to have this gain, a little bit of a pullback, big monstrous gain, very large correctionary move, significant rally, another decent sell period, a couple sell periods rather, and then the final long buy period, selling, buying down here, even maybe buying in here if you're able to sell up in here. Now, the reason for these declines in here was not because of XBY going down, that was because Litecoin had major gains. And when that's the case, when Litecoin in itself goes up big, goes up 100%, 200%, 300% against the dollar over a whatever period of time that's quick, 1, 2, 5, 10, 15 days as an example. Well, that's going to make alternate coins turn lower against such. When Litecoin has large falls, down 30%, 40, 50, 60%, that would make alternate coins go higher. And then when the alts go up, like is the case lately with XBY, this happens when alts go down big, it would go down. But the large degree of moves is tremendous. What I have here, starting on April the 19th, as XBY had pumped from 1 Satoshi to 8. That's what I'm going to start this data for. Using closes only, as I stated, I don't got the intraday results. What I'm looking for on a trend is either a move that goes up 50% or what I consider the polar opposite down at 33% down. Because if something goes from 100 to 150, that's a gain of 50%. If something falls from 150 to 100, that's a fall of 33%. So from April 19th to April 26th, over a 1 week period, the price went up 572% to 73.40. And then less than 2 weeks later, it falls 37%. Less than 2 weeks later, it rallies over 700% to 43,000. And then a week later, it declines almost half its value, and probably more than half when you include intraday highs and lows. And then another good rally that spans a little over a week, 329% to June the 2nd, which then fell 84%, spanning almost or a little over 2 months. And then a decent small 194% gain. The profits you'll notice, of course. And then a fall of 55%, September 27th, a rise of 60%, a fall of 37%, then an increase of 51%, decrease 61, up 145, and then down 41%. And since the December 9th low right now, the current high is in at 183.334, up 422%. Now there's a star on there because it's a current high, and it needs to be valid with the close below 122.229, because that's what 33% down from this high would calculate to. So a low cannot be made until it's at least this number or lower. And if a new high comes in, well, then that date will be scratched and the increase will be furthermore. Now we look at this chart again, because we're using the closing variables only. And I've been trading this Litecoin only for about a month or so now on the Litecoin exchange, but I have been selling for much higher than the 180 handle. My largest sell is 249,975, and I've had many sells with the 230s, 220s, 210s. I'm selling everywhere. I'm happy with 25-30% reductions in price and gains of like even 40%, and then playing in big numbers. It's fun. But when I look back again, December 8th, I bought at 28,300. And the low here says 29,470. December 5th, I sold at 52,270. And it got up here stating at, well, under 50,000. And I didn't get the highs and the lows on these two orders. Meaning there were sell orders at the time higher than this, and there were buy orders lower than this on the Cryptopia.co.nz exchange. And within a strategy of this nature, just by letting the mathematics work out, that when you hit your sell orders, just let buy orders fill when it's ready to. For you could have had a sell order here and missed this buy because your order was like somewhere here. So if you do nothing with it, instead of panicking and buying back up here somewhere, just wait time. It took 100 days or so, but there's your buy order filled. And to me, management of this strategy is just so easy. So back in there where you find out, oh, you bought at 20,000. Okay, let's put a sell order maybe in, depending on how much of a gain you're looking for, at 35,000 or 50,000 or 60,000. There are lots of opportunities that are available because the type of volatility that I've shown, when the markets can go up and down to this kind of tune, this often in a calendar year, that's phenomenal opportunities that can be done so, especially with the psychology of knowing what are the main markets people care about within these two codes. It's XBY to the US dollars, and it's XBY to Bitcoin. Anyone following XBY will care mostly about those prices, not this one. And Bitcoin, or Litecoin rather, It's all about the Litecoin price to the dollar and to Bitcoin as well. So it's always going to mathematically be how much is this XBY or whatever code you end up working with to be worth in Litecoin. And you could take the BTC price of your altcoin and multiply that by the LTC ratio. So if it's at about 60 to 1, and this thing is trading at around, say, 27.50, then we can do some calculations and do 27.50 and say the ratio is 60 to 1. Well, at this stage, we would know that the Litecoin price should be somewhere around 165,000. And if you play in the situation where you're just looking to put your buy and sell orders in place, they're going to end up working. People are going to buy and sell to you, and oftentimes at a deal at the given time. And there's going to be people that look on these exchanges because they're trying to find deals, or that's just what they're buying with. Because when people were buying XBY off me for 250,000 Satoshi against Litecoin, they could have got a little bit better of a deal if they had Bitcoin instead by maybe like 5-10%. So obviously people are willing to pay higher prices or sell for lower prices on these exchanges. And that's what's important for me too within the trading. So thank you for tuning in. It's been a fantastic 2017. There's 2 more years left in the second decade of this new millennium. And I think this next year upcoming has a good chance to be a lot similar to how this one comes in, as far as just the normal increase of people participation within the cryptocurrency market. But I don't think 2018 is going to have any tremendous real life hyperinflation, although we may have larger inflation this year than previous years for dollar terms. And of course, all the economic indicators, a lot of people having a difficult times in savings, and the debt issues get worse and worse just because of the mathematical details of how fiat currency is created. It's not a cool picture, but that's the big reason why people are flooding into cryptocurrencies, is because more and more people every year, and this information for how fiat currency has been made for over 10 years now, more and more people are learning such. So that's why they're getting in. Thank you for tuning in and have yourself a great day. Bye-bye.